Well, hello, all my poor people. It's Michael Dieterich here. I'm just a poor boy. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back, as the case may be. Now, for those of you that I'm saying welcome back to, you probably know that my last videos, most of them have had to do with this big commission from my friend Gina, and along with that painting that's 120 by 80, where I've already posted videos on the first two attempts on that. There are also some items going along with that. There are 8 coasters. Now, my previous video actually has those 8 coasters. You can see them being made and the dry result. I will, in a later video, do the resining and the cork on the back so you can see how that works and you'll see the finished product. That will probably go hand in hand with this vase that I'm going to pour also. So there will be a video of this vase getting poured, and then I'll probably resin it along with the coasters. The next thing is she wants some jewelry, and I thought it was cool. She's like, she wants the jewelry in the same color. She's not sure what her settings are yet. She's going to pick those out, but I just poured the other night with some of the messiness that was on my silicone mat, some skins, and there's some blurring here. This is a little bit too much, like just pink and white, but there are a couple of great spots where I go, I can see pretty much the full range of colors, and depending on what she wants, definitely going to be able to make some nice jewelry for her. But I did want to give her one present along with that, and I'm going to do that tonight. And again, just like the coasters and the vase, I'll resin that at a later date. But I wanted to make her a picture frame, and today I actually went and I picked up the 3 pictures of Gina and I. One is from like, gosh, 26 years ago, and then one of them is like from 6 years ago, and one of them is like from 2 years ago. And I'm just going to put them all in this frame, and then she can rotate them if she wants. But I wanted to do a custom frame. So the other night, after finishing my coasters, I was like, oh, I've still got some energy. Let's do this. Now, with my coasters, and also like with my tapas trays, and with some of these other objects I've done, all I've really done is clean the object with baby wipes and poured. Never had a problem. Now, I did encounter my first problem, and that was when I went to pour this frame, the paint was not sticking to it in all places. Now, if you look at like this shot here, you go, oh, it's really pretty. But the side here, like here, it was just not drying right. And like on the inside, it was dripping, and it had all of these areas. Now, I was trying to scrape some of this off, and I thought, okay, I'll clean it. But it was like such a hassle, and I think I paid like $1.50 for this. So I might see if I can salvage it, but it was just too much work for now. And I did have more frames lying around. So this is, in centimeters, a 13 by 18 frame. Yeah, it's just a standard photo frame. When I look for ones to pour on, I'm just looking at like the shapes and the angles to make sure that it's not going to be ridiculously difficult. Now, with this one, it's fairly square, so that's good. It's also got like a hook on the back. I am going to do this one horizontally in the long run because that's the 3 pictures I have. But let me just show you real quick what you're going to need to do. First of all, you're going to want to take out the backing and the glass out. So just lift these up. Luckily, my fingernails are sharp enough right now. I'm going to just take this out. You've got then the backing, this little fake picture in there, and the glass. And then you have here the frame. So what I did is I looked at the front again, and when you look at it from all angles, you go, okay, all the sides will be visible, the top front will be visible, and this inside area will be visible. But then turning it around, you go, okay, the picture rests on this shelf, so I probably don't want like paint there, and the inside and the back, not necessary. So first step was to tape this all off. Now, I'm not going to show you that. It's pretty simple, but I found with using masking tape on this one, I was actually cutting not long pieces, but like shorter pieces because it's easier to get the edge right. If you try and do a big long one, yeah, if it gets crooked, then you're just wasting the tape. Also, because these ledges are kind of small, I was also cutting the tape horizontally so I could get this little shelf done, and then I did the back. Yeah. So basically, you're just going to tape off all of the surfaces that you can't see when the painting is hanging. Yeah. You don't want extra paint and resin on all of that. Like I said, if there's paint here, then yeah, you're going to be actually putting your picture against that and pushing it. And yeah, with the heat and pressure, you might end up damaging the picture. You'll also end up with an uneven surface. So tape that all off. And then from my lesson learned, after that, I put a spray primer on it. This should help. We're going to find out together, because that first attempt certainly didn't. It was the first time that I did that, except I did part one of that clock on the LP. Part two will be coming. I got to get rid of a lot of this stuff and do these commissions that people have ordered first, and then I can get back to my own fun stuff. But for those records, it was recommended by Mixed Media Girl to prime the surface in advance, and I'm glad I did that because it worked great. So tape and prime, and I feel like I'm a cooking show where I can go, I'm not going to show you that, but here's one I prepared earlier. Great. So you can see on the back here, it's taped, also this inside edge and this ledge all around. Yes, 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 I'm looking. I was like, wait, I see something. No, but it's where the tape overlaps. And then I put on a spray primer, which I'm hoping will now let the paint stick to. Yeah. The other thing about this is now that it's on the surface, I want the paint to be able to drip off, and I want to be able to scrape. So what I do with these is very, very simple. I don't know what they're called. I think in English it says here they're called, glue pads. And I use these to hang up posters, for example, on wallpaper instead of tape. It's really like this kind of silly putty-like material. This has a little paint in it, but it doesn't matter. And you kind of knead it and roll it until it gets kind of soft, and then you can, shape it. And I just put them into 4 little balls. They come in like these pre-cut squares, at least this product does. And then they get a little bit, warmer and sticky. And then once they're ball shaped, I kind of stick them to the inside corner as like a, it's like on a painting, normally you would put push pins in the corner. Because this wood is like a pressed MDF, it doesn't take the pins as well. The depth is also a lot less, so this was a little solution I came up with to raise your painting from the surface, or your object from the surface, so that when you pour, it can drip off and you can get under there and scrape, and it's not just sitting in a pool of paint. Yeah? Great. Let's put these last 2 on there. Great. Now, I was debating whether to do this on the silicone or to do it on a separate piece of wax paper, and I'm just thinking about the pour, but I think I've got plenty of room here to just do it on the silicone, and if there's then any skins created, that'll be great. Yeah? So I'm going to put on some gloves. Alrighty, that's ready. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my white. This is the same white I used in the painting, and in the coasters, it's titanium white from Amsterdam. Works great as a base. Helps create some cells. Wonderful. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to just pour on the top, go around, and again, this time staying a little closer to the outside edge. And now one more time, but now staying close to the inside edge. to put a little extra in my corners. Great. All right, starting with my red, just going to red being the fairly dominant color of this series. Then I'm now going to go into some purple. And I'm going to do more like drops of purple like this. Now my pink. Now I'm going to go back to my metallic colors, which is the metallic red. And the metallic purple. Going a little bit more towards the edge with the purple. Like I said, it's probably going to spread the most, but then we'll make sure we get all the surfaces covered. It's my hope here. I'm going to do a little bit more metallic red, just a couple spots where I feel like great. Now some orange. Some yellow. And I think just like the coasters, I found that when doing this Dutch pour with the metallic yellow, it got muddy really fast. So I think I'm going to be a little cautious with the yellow. I'm not going to use the metallic version. Great. And now some of the metallic white. And just some drops of white, regular white throughout. A little bit of the idea of a cell activator, but I think it's going to do fine just as it is as a Dutch pour. Let's just get rid of any extra bubbles to start off with. And now my hair dryer. I am going to work with the nozzle on, and I'm actually going to also work the nozzle a little bit diagonally over the top surface, not like this straight with the lines. I just have a feeling that will blow it out too violently, and like this the same way. I think diagonal is going to give me what I need. It's a theory. Yeah, let's try it out. Okay. Nice. Now it's a good start. The top I like, especially these parts where I got a little bit more, spread, I would say, of the colors. I do like here a little bit of the blendy, but it's like this side is that, and this side is much more, this is much more like stripes. This is much more blended. There's a lot of paint on the canvas, not a big problem, but you can't see it, unfortunately, but the sides, the paint did not drip down all the way. So I've got like these white arches all along the sides. Now, I'm not going to make them pretty right now. That's not what I'm worried about. I'm just going to get paint on them so I can do another level of this, and then they've got something to flow off of. I am going to still, again, go back to white on this. I'm actually going to do a nice top layer. Again, we'll lose a lot of this, but it will sure help that paint flow. Yeah? So, starting again with my red, I'm going to go more like a puddle. Same now with the purple. Let's get some of that metallic red and white right in there now. Just going to go straight in over with my other regular purple and the metallic. Keep those a little closer together. Great. Let's go for some pink now. Groovy. Orange. Metallic whites. Alrighty. I like. And now I'm suddenly thinking, I know. I was like, oh, am I going to pour on that wax paper or not? And I was going, as this dries now, that paint is really going to collect on there. And that's not what I want. But we'll worry about that in a second. This is looking great. Oh, I can't wait to show you the sides later too. There's some nice stuff there as well. Get a little cell action. Perfect. Oh, that's looking lovely. I need to grab another palette knife. Just checking my inside. Make sure everything is touched. This is going to be a tricky one to scrape, but I'll do it. Let's check my outside. Sorry, I'm doing this totally for myself and missed you guys out here. This just needs a dab there. Great. Here as well. Perfect. Down that side, down that corner, down that edge. That is fantastic. Okay. I'm going to set this aside for now because I'm also a little bit excited for these skins. Did not think about, I mean, I did, that's why I didn't pour it on the wax paper, but I didn't think it would turn out this great. Now, I'm afraid of doing it too violently, so I'm going to do what I just did with the frame, is just really do a nice, slow, controlled use of the hair dryer instead of really blowing it like a Dutch pour usually. This, you can see it is already a little bit muddy. No big deal. I only need a little bit to get some gorgeous jewelry. Wow, wow, wow. I think I'm really happy with the frame, but boy, I am super happy. These are like an artificial pour one, and normally they turn out gorgeous, and I like this, but I was like, it's limited areas. This just turned out, I mean, this here, wow, and this here, I'm like, oh, we're going to get some jewelry in there. It is a little bit thick, but that's okay. It just means it's going to take longer to dry. Last time I got impatient, it was like I waited a couple days till it was like kind of dry, and then I actually changed out my silicone mat just so I could keep working and move that off to the side to dry. I may end up doing that with this. Oh, that's great. Let me do, though. I just see some possibilities. There's some nice cells in there. Great. That's great. That's half. Let's release that because I'm done. Oh, I'm excited about that. Cool. So I'm going to close up all my paints because I thought I might after this also do a vase pour, but I just don't have the room for it and I don't want to mess with this now, so I'm just going to let that dry, and I've got other stuff to do, including mixing more paints. I have to order some paints. I've got some video editing, so that's great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now take you in for a wet look of the picture frame. Here we go. Alrighty, I'll be doing some scraping for this and moving around for sure, but boy, this turned out lovely. Take a look at that inside as well. Yeah, that bottom like quarter, third, that's all tape, so that's gonna go away anyway. Let's take a look at this side. Nice, gorgeous here. Also the inside. I love it. I love it. I might do a little bit of straw blowing on this, but this is pretty much it. This is the dry result. Sorry, the wet result. And when it's ready, I'll share with you the dry result. Awesome. Alrighty, guys. Here we are with the dry results. I love this one's got like a nice cloudy faded, lots of cells here. Love the stripiness here. Turning this way, really the way it runs down is great. On the inside here, love it. Oh, yeah, depending on where you hang this, I think this, if you, it's like on a shelf, this will be the top. It just, I mean, that cloud is nice, but this is just perfection. I also love these stripes. I mean, this whole thing, great, all of it. So this is going to be resined. I'm probably going to do a big resin video where I do this, the 8 coasters, and the upcoming vase, so keep a watch out for that. I'm really pleased. I can't wait to give this to Gina. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching. My name is Michael Dietrich and I'm just a poor boy. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.